A few weeks ago, I received the Global Talent Visa, and I now have much more freedom in the United Kingdom than I've ever had before. I'm now allowed to change jobs as often as I wish without telling the government. I'm allowed to have my own business, to study at the university, or even take a break from working if I wish. None of those things were possible on my previous visa. If you are interested in learning more about the Global Talent Visa and how you can get it as well, please continue watching. My name is Nadia, I'm a software engineer living and working in London. In my previous video that now appears on your screen, I talked about the two main ways for a software engineer to relocate to the United Kingdom. And I also talked about how I switched from being on skilled worker visa to being on global talent visa. I'm honestly really excited about having the global talent visa right now because this is objectively the best visa that an immigrant can have in the United Kingdom. So this is the only UK visa that doesn't have an intent behind it. What I mean by that is that usually if you have a visa, there are certain expectations of what you're supposed to do with it. So if you have a work visa, you are expected to work for your employer, and then the amount of work that you are allowed to do outside of that relationship is very limited. If you have a study visa, you are expected to study and again, maybe do some work on the side, but the primary purpose of your visa is to study. With a global talent visa, there is really no expectation of you to do anything in particular. So in fact, you are allowed to do pretty much anything. As I said, you're allowed to change jobs without notifying or asking the government. You are allowed to have your own business, your own startup. You're allowed to go study at the university or college. And also you're allowed to take a break from work if you wish. To get this amazing visa, you don't need to have a job offer in the UK. You don't need to have a university degree, and you don't even need to know English. Plus, this visa allows you to get a permanent residence in the UK in just 3 years and a British passport in just 4 years. Imagine getting a visa that allows you to get one of the best passports in the whole world in just 4 years. That's pretty incredible. So why doesn't everybody get this visa if it's so awesome? So the first reason I believe is that still not everybody in the world knows that this visa exists, even though the British government has been doing a lot of online promotion of this visa, and they have been doing a lot of work to try to attract the top talent from all over the world into the UK. I think that the second reason is the most important one. People who already know about this visa, they still choose not to apply, and they don't even try applying for the visa because they have this really wrong perception of what this visa is and who can get it. So there is this idea that in order to get the global talent visa, you need to be some sort of a genius. So you need to have an equivalent of a Nobel Prize or a similarly important international award that only one person a year can get. Maybe you need to be an international celebrity and you need to have given a lot of TED Talks. There is also this idea that you need to have founded a very successful startup that maybe kind of changed an industry in some country and then got acquired by a big company like Google. Basically, the idea is that this is a visa for very special people, and most of us are not that special, we're not that exceptional and not that famous. If you look for stories of people who got the global talent visa online on YouTube, you will see a lot of really impressive stories. And this is what I did when I first heard about this visa. I listened to a lot of stories of people who were nothing like me. So their stories did nothing to motivate me and they weren't really helpful. So I heard stories of people who had their own very successful startups, people who have completed master's degree or PhD degrees from places like Oxford. And I listened to those stories and I was like, okay, that's really nice. And I'm very glad for you, but what does it do for me? I am a career changer, and even though I have had the experience of working for big name companies like Zendesk and Intercom, and I have written the book, I still didn't feel that I had that much going for me, and I didn't feel that I would qualify for this visa. However, I have this visa now. I managed to get it myself without lawyers, without any help. I did a lot of my own research. I've read everything there is to read about this visa, and in the process of preparing for applying and in the process of preparing my own documents, I learned that all of those perceptions and ideas that people have about this visa are nothing but bullshit. There are concrete criteria that you need to meet in order to get this visa. Even if you are not able to meet them right now, if you start working on your case, you will be able to meet them in 6 or 12 months if you know what the criteria are and also if you know what the steps are that you need to take to meet them. So the approach I use when it comes to documents is that the documents are either found or created. And when I say created, I don't mean that you need to forge documents. What I mean to say is that you need to go out there and actually do the things that the British government expects you to do. So if you go online and you start researching the Global Talent Visa, you might see that one of the requirements or one of the documents that they expect you to show is proof that you have taken part in hackathons or other programming competitions. If you're like many people, you might read this line and think to yourself, okay, I've never taken part in a hackathon, so this might not be for me. However, I want you to do something completely different. I want you to go online and I want you to find a hackathon that is happening within the upcoming few weeks or maybe months, and something that you can qualify for, and just register for this hackathon. Once you take part in the hackathon, a miracle will happen. Suddenly, you will actually have the document that proves that you have taken part in the hackathon. See, this was really simple. So the same principle applies to other documents as well. So if they expect you to show proof that you have done some public speaking or that you have spoken at conferences, at meetups, maybe that you have done some teaching or volunteering or other things, that you have publications in various media sources, this is what you can do as well. You can just go out there and you can do those things to prove that you have done it. In my upcoming videos, I will talk about what exactly you need to do to be endorsed for the Global Talent Visa. Please subscribe to my channel if you are interested in this topic. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!